Hello, it's Coy, and welcome to the Eclectic Cottage. I'm glad to have you here today. I'm really glad to have you here today. We are continuing to work on our Junkity junk journal. Now, I'm not sure. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. Okay, I want to just make that clear. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed by the sheer size of this big journal. Okay, I'm not going to say that I bit off more than I can chew, but I'm feeling a little overwhelmed with the ginormous size of things, and you know, obviously, okay, if you've never made a journal before, okay, welcome. I'm glad you're here, because we're starting from the beginning and we're working our way all the way through this, you know, this Junkity junk journal. So I'm glad if you're new, if you have a small YouTube channel, I'm glad you're here. If you have a huge YouTube channel, I'm glad you're here. Okay, because we can all use the inspiration from each other. One of the best things about the junk journaling community is how tight knit everybody is, and how much we're able to inspire, give inspiration, and receive inspiration from each other. It's really great. It's great. It's a great opportunity, and probably one of the reasons that I've started my YouTube channel to begin with, is to be a more interactive part of that community. So again, you know, let me just go over a brief description. When I'm creating a journal, usually it's 5.5 by 8.5. It's 8.5 and 11, 8.5 by 11 piece of paper folded in half to make all of the journal pages, make our signatures. And I'll go through and I'll put in all the pockets and the belly bands and the tucks and the flips, and, you know, the things that are going to, the envelopes and whatever we're going to use to hold our ephemera, and add on any text, you know, laces and textiles and, you know, and such that we need to, you know, to give that chunky look, you know, that is fun to look at and fun to work in. Okay, now with this big journal, do we do the same thing? Do I go through and, I mean, each pocket is the size of, each pocket is half the size of a page. Each tag can be, I mean, this can be a journal tag. This can be a tag. We can cut the corners and make it a tag. We can, you know, just, this is one that I'm actually going to be working on. We're going to be working on here in, today, in this video. All right. Do we, you know, do we go through and just make all these giant things? Are we working more on collage? The journal doesn't have a personality yet, so you know, I'm a little bit overwhelmed by the thoughts. Anyway, that's beyond the point. This is what I'm working on right now. This was a 2-page page out of a children's encyclopedia, and it was about moths and butterflies. Okay, so I made this pocket. It's huge. This is a huge pocket. Okay, but it needs a huge tag or something. So we can either use this, you know, we can glue these pages together. All I've done is I've used, this is a roll-off sheet from my jelly printing. And I, you know, plan to use that for the tag, for the outside of the tag. So we can either add some journaling space inside here and have it just as a, you know, a large flip out, or we can just glue it together and make it into a tag. Okay, and add maybe a piece of blank paper or something back here that we can write on. And I'm kind of leaning towards, you know, leaving it as a folded piece and tucking it in here. But I want to decorate the outside, and what I've done is I've cut out the other page, which has the butterfly on it. And here's what we have. I kind of didn't want to make you sit through all the fussy cutting part of this. Okay, but here's what we have. You know, this one, the pocket one says, the 6 legs of the imperial moth are hard to see. They're on the other side of the moth's big body. That was just a little, you know, caption about the moth. And here's his little name. He's an imperial moth. And then this page had butterfly. It had this gorgeous swallowtail. And it had the chrysalis. And it had the caterpillar. And this just says, some insects change as they grow up. A mother butterfly lays eggs. Caterpillars hatch from the eggs. Each caterpillar makes a case about itself. This is called the chrysalis. A fully grown butterfly hatches from the chrysalis. So this is kind of showing the metamorphosis procedure. And I just thought that I would make the journal card using that information. And the butterfly, I intentionally cut his little antenna off. I don't have any, you know, using those little things that, what are those things called? The little things you use when you're creating flowers, maybe in a flower arrangement or something. Those little things that look like antenna. They're on wire and there's a little knob at the end. Anyway, I wish I had some of those, some little black ones of those. I would just use those for the antenna, but instead I'm going to kind of sort of fussy cut these, but not too close, and then glue them on. All right, so we're just jumping right in here. How are all of you doing today? Everybody having a good weekend so far? Getting any crafting done? And I really want to know if any of you have started gathering items to make your own Junkity junk journal. Because that would be fun. All right, that's how the antenna is going to go on. All right, and I think we just made our decision on how we're handling the journaling spot that we're adding to this tuck. So let's get this part out of the way. And let's decide, when we're making our collage, let's see how much contrast there is if we add the butterfly, the caterpillar, the chrysalis, if we add that directly to this page the way it is. Are we getting enough contrast? Do we need to put something behind it? Maybe some of this. Would they show up better on here? Well, yes, they would. They show up much better, right? All right, so let's see what we want to do to add a little bit of this. I like that idea. And then we'll still have some of our painted area on the back. And I want to leave some of it showing on the front. All right, so we're going to kind of fussy tear an approximate let's just get it down to more manageable size, and then we'll decide exactly how large or how small we're going to make this paper. Okay, if any of you, if messy, I'm not going to get too grungy in this journal. I don't like grunge, but I do like free-formed messiness. I do like, you know, when things are distressed, and I like when things are perfectly imperfect. If you're the kind of person that loves perfection in your junk journal, this is probably not going to be the journal for you to, you know, not going to be the journal for you to watch, because we do perfectly imperfect here, and we grunge things up as we go. Maybe not grunge. Grunge is not the right word, because I don't like grungy. I do like distressed. Okay, how's that? And then everybody will show up much better on here than on here, right? Yes, definitely. Definitely. All right, and why am I still using these small glue sticks today? And I'm sure that someone was saying, hey, don't forget to distress your edges first. I heard you. So let me go ahead and do that. That's why I have you here. Thank you. Thanks for the reminder. I really hate, I'm getting glue all over my fingers, and I don't mind getting paint. I don't mind getting ink. I don't mind getting a lot of things on my fingers, but I really dislike glue. Gluey fingers. It just kind of is kind of weird. All right. Okay, so if any of you have YouTube channels and you have videos on your channel about working in large format, you know, with full-size journal, let me know so I can come take a look at it. I am kind of in the mood for some outside inspiration from other people that are using large format journals, okay? Because this is a lot different than I thought it would be. I didn't realize it was going to be as different or feel as different as making a regular size journal. You know, there's certain things that change. Just like if we were making a really, really tiny, teeny tiny little journal, there would be a lot of concessions that had to be made that are different than, you know, what we're used to. And I wasn't prepared for how much different it would feel making these large pieces of ephemera. You know, making the pages and getting the pages taped together, that wasn't a big deal. Making the cover wasn't a big deal. But thinking about the types of ephemera that we're going to be using just seems a little strange. Are we going to just make everything giant size? Or are we just going to do an excessive amount of collage and running things together? I don't know. The journal just doesn't have its own personality yet. And it would really be helpful to me if you guys are crafting along and could share your thoughts and ideas about what you are doing in your own journals. So I know that our friend Louise is going to be crafting along, and Louise is a amazing junk journaler. If you haven't been to her channel yet, it's Louise W Designs, and you may want to stop by and take a look at what Louise has, you know, some of Louise's journals. She's been doing this for a while, and she's really good at it. And I hope that we are able to inspire each other along the journey. I don't know that she's going to be making a large journal, but she's going to make a Junkity junk journal, I believe. And it'll be nice to have that outside inspiration. Louise journaled along with us on the last journal, which was the Christmas in July journal. She made one as well, and it made crafting so much more fun to have someone else to craft along with. I love that. Thank you, Louise. All right. Okay. All right, now let's make our little collage. All right, the butterfly is the big part. He starts out as a caterpillar. Then the caterpillar becomes a chrysalis. And then the chrysalis hatches into our gorgeous butterfly. And you're the caterpillar. Do we want to put these on there? Or do we just want to let it be self-explanatory? Where's the one that says swallowtail? Did I lose the swallowtail? Where's the swallowtail? Okay. Okay, I'm not seeing the swallowtail. If I don't see the swallowtail, I'm not going to be adding the other two. So let me just put them aside for the moment. And it may not be until after we're off camera before I find swallowtail. And if I do find it, I might add them, because I wasn't sure about adding them regardless. So I'll remove this for the moment. And I did cut the card down a little bit more than I originally intended. So this will probably have to go on the inside or the back of our page. Maybe though, we could just use this top little words on this one. It says, some insects change as they grow up. I can't believe I lost the swallowtail part. Huh. How far could it have gone? All right, I don't know about this. Should I just draw on his antenna, or try to get this a little closer and get rid of some of that blue? I'm not good at fussy cutting lines that are that thin. I don't want to fussy cut lines that are that thin. I think I'm going to try drawing them on. All right, so I've been thinking about the things that we usually use. We usually, you know, with our journals, we I often use flowers. I use birds. I use butterflies, mushrooms. You know, sometimes it's photos of people, photos, or you know, images of people. And what else? What else do we normally use? I know a lot of journals are theme oriented, and we get stuck in our themes, and that prevents us from using other things up. And at least for me, I feel like that's how the stash just keeps growing and growing and growing. So I am thinking about maybe going on a little search around the house for anything that might have to do with a certain, you know, like with flowers or with, you know, with something in particular. Let me know what you think about that. Maybe we could all look for anything flower related that we might have on hand and make a page or two about flowers. Birds. My springtime journals were under Earth Vibes, because that is the theme, the theme in the gallery at the my kids' tattoo shop was Earth Vibes. And I usually kind of change what I'm doing to coincide with what they're doing, so that when we go to sales, when we do, you know, art walks or different things, that, you know, that whatever I'm making will fit in with, you know, with what's on their desk, with what's, you know, on their tables at their art walks. Because to be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of sitting out there, especially ones that happen after it starts getting hot or when it's too cold. That's a younger man's game. The kids are good at it, and I let them sit there out there in the heat of the day, and they usually put my whatever it is out on their you know, on their table along with whatever they're doing. I look forward to, you know, in the middle of the summer, we don't do those in the middle of the summer, but I look forward to sharing some of that with you guys as they start coming back around in the fall. Christmas is a really big time. Holidays are a really big time for, you know, art from our gallery. So I look forward to sharing some of those things that go on with you as they happen, because our gallery, you know, it's called Revolution Inc. and Gallery. So we have one of the very few art galleries in our town, in our area, and it's a lot of fun there. We'll have to do a little tour. Maybe we'll do a quick video on that one day if anybody's interested in seeing some behind the scenes shots of the shop. All right. Some insects change as they grow up. Caterpillar, chrysalis, butterfly, and let's see. No, you're blue. We are not having blue antennae. Maybe just a regular pen, a Sharpie? Sharpie gel pen? Let's see. All right, this is not what I wanted them to look like. So that is the wrong pen. What else do we have? No, I just tried you. I don't even know why that blue pen is in there. I don't use blue for much. Not when it comes to pens. Pigment liner. All right, let's try this. Oh yeah, that's better. It's better than that gel ink. Okay. And there we have it. On the inside, let's give ourselves a little journaling space on the inside. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? I could have had this a little more organized. What do we want to put there to write on? Writing space, writing space. How about this avocado dyed paper? Okay, I prefer to have a torn edge than a straight edge. More. All right, we'll add this to journal on. And this is always subject to change when it comes time for us to journal. If we want to add something different, we'll add something different. But for now, we're all prepared to do some writing about butterflies. Or about anything, about the cost of beans in China. All right. I'm liking our giant ephemera. This is our giant folding. It's as big as a journal page almost. And our signature. Let's get it tucked into our little pocket. Where do we put that pocket? Here it is. All right, big pocket, big journal spot. Oh. I know. Where'd it go? We wanted to maybe add this. Yes, we do. Mother butterfly lays her eggs. All right. And we're all set. Okay, I think that's going to do it for today. Our butterfly and moth page. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us here today. I'm going to say goodbye for now. We're going to wrap things up. I'm going to clean off my desk after we turn off the camera. And I'll say goodbye for now, and I will see you real soon.